how did Japan transform from a team whose only dream was qualifying for the World Cup into a nation that firmly believes it will be a world champion? At one point, football was a marginalized sport in Japan, and reaching the World Cup seemed like an impossible feat. However, in 1984, an American named Tom Byer arrived. Byer was a player in the American League whose career hadn't hit the big leagues, but suddenly, the US League declared bankruptcy. Over 1,000 players were left without an income. While others sought traditional jobs in the US, Tom Byer, who was financially stable and driven by a deep passion for the game, decided to look for obscure leagues where he could still play. This wasn't an option in Europe, where football was already sacred and highly professional. After days of searching, he decided to travel to Japan. At the time, Japan only had an amateur league with a few clubs. One of them was Hitachi. They accepted him immediately because they were a group of amateurs whose match schedules often conflicted with their day jobs. Being a full-time player who offered his services for free, Tom was a golden opportunity for Hitachi regardless of his level. Tom stayed with Hitachi for 5 years before retiring. After hanging up his boots, he noticed something unique about the Japanese people. They have a quality I never saw in America, a sacred devotion to discipline. You could see a Japanese player showing up exactly on time and following the manager's instructions to the letter, even in an amateur setting. However, he concluded that their main problem was that they didn't truly understand football. They still viewed it as a sport of running and physical fitness, ignoring the fundamental role of individual skills. Financially independent, Tom decided to establish a new system through his first company in Japan, KIX. Its sole mission was to change the mentality of Japanese children and develop their technical skills. He promoted his project through a video of himself performing intricate football skills, ending with a call to action: if you want to do this, join the KIX Academy. The fees were minimal, and he even provided a custom jersey with the Academy's logo. He pitched his video to a Japanese TV channel specialized in morning children's programs. They agreed, and soon, every child in Japan was watching Tom's skills every morning. Within the first week, the response was overwhelming. The results were magical. By 1992, Japan won the Asian Cup for the first time, despite having zero World Cup experience. This prompted the Japanese government to take football seriously. A year later, in 1993, the J-League was launched as the first professional league in Japan. This indirectly boosted Tom Byer's academy. Within 5 years, he had established over 65 branches across Japan, employed 10,000 coaches, and enrolled over 500,000 children. The academy became a household staple. The momentum grew. New stadiums were built, facilities were modernized, and a massive sporting renaissance took place. In 1996, the unexpected happened. Japan won the bid to co-host the 2002 World Cup. This guaranteed their first ever appearance as hosts. But in 1998, a miracle occurred. Japan qualified through the playoffs by beating Iran, making their debut in France '98. Although they lost all 3 matches and finished at the bottom of the group, the achievement was a source of immense national pride. In 1999, the Tom Byer Generation began to emerge. The Japanese youth team reached the World Cup final, playing the most entertaining football of the tournament, even dominating possession against Brazil. Though they lost the Final Four to 0 to Spain, it was a turning point. By the year 2000, the senior national team promoted these youth stars and won the Asian Cup against Saudi Arabia, their second title in just 8 years. Then came the 2002 World Cup. Placed in a group with Belgium, Russia, and Tunisia, many expected them to fail again. Instead, Japan went undefeated in the group stage, eventually losing 1-0 to Turkey in the round of 16. It was a historic performance. 2 years later, they secured their third Asian Cup title in just 12 years. Fueled by this success, the Japanese government and the JFA launched the 100-year vision in 2005. The plan was bold: create 100 professional clubs, mandate academy development nationwide, and even utilize Japan's strongest cultural export, anime, by launching football-themed series to inspire the 90% of the population that watches them. They also established international organizations to acquire stakes in European clubs, creating a bridge for Japanese players to move abroad. Their ultimate goal, hosting and winning the World Cup by 2050. By 2010, they introduced football as a university major. Imagine, your graduation project is to master football skills. By 2011, they won their 4th Asian Cup. After a setback in the 2014 World Cup, the system only grew stronger. By 2015, graduates from academies and football universities began flooding the J-League and European leagues. Fast forward to the Qatar World Cup. Grouped with Spain and Germany, the world expected Japan to be eliminated. Instead, they finished top of the group, defeating both giants in legendary matches. Today, Japanese players are everywhere. Mitoma at Brighton, Tanaka at Leeds, Kamada at Crystal Palace, Endo at Liverpool, and Suzuki in Serie A. In the current national squad, only about 6 players play domestically. The rest are scattered across the world's top leagues. While other nations chase quick fixes, changing managers constantly, or naturalizing foreign players, Japan invested in its own people. They built a generation from the ground up. Today, Japan is ranked number 1 in Asia and number 15 in the world. They haven't missed a World Cup since they started, and now, the dream of becoming world champions in 2050 isn't just a fantasy, it's a calculated plan.